It's loading now. Let me just wait some more secs. Okay, yes, I think that we are on YouTube now. Okay, let's do it. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Hello YouTube. We're here for one other immersion in English, as every Friday. So today we will be talking about a subject that I really love talking about, that it's English learning journey. But before starting, I wanted to mention little things about how Talk and Talk works. Talk and Talk is a language platform where you can practice different languages like English, Italian, French, Spanish, Mandarin, Portuguese, and others. So something interesting about Talk and Talk is that we try to create a safe environment where we don't feel afraid about making mistakes, so we can try to create that safe environment, and we don't correct each other. We just use the English information, or the English acknowledge that we already have in our minds, just for creating a real conversation. Another disclaimer that I wanted to say is that I am not an English teacher. I am far away of being an English teacher. I work in a different area. I am just here as a student like you, because I am looking, or I am seeking the same goal, that is improving my English skills. So this is not a regular class. We are not gonna learn English grammatical forms, or the grammar part of English, or about pronunciation. We are just gonna talk about an topic, a specific topic. And as I already said, we are just gonna use the English that we already have in our minds. Um, we normally start with a presentation, our own presentation, and I think that it's so important to do it every single immersion, because it's like a warm up. We can use it as a warm up to tell our brain that we are switching the language. So first of all, we are gonna do our self presentation, and then are gonna split up our immersion in two groups, because I think that we are so many people to stay in the main room. But we are going to start with our presentation. So let's just start with Bruna. Please, could you please introduce yourself for us?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bruna. I'm 28 and I'm from Brasilia. As I said before, I'm here in Talk Talk for about 8 months, and I'm also a writer for Talking Talks blog. I'm studying to be a front-end developer, and well, in my free time, I love to watch movies, listen to music, read books. I also love photography. And well, I love animals. I have three pets actually, two cats and one dog. But yeah, nice to meet you guys.
It's a pleasure, Bruna. Thank you so much for being here with us. So let's move on. What about you, Sydney? Could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Good afternoon, people. My name's Sydney. I'm currently living in Belo Horizonte. I'm 38 years old. I'm an accountant. I think my internet is not very good. I'm going to stop my video. So I am an accountant. I'm married. I'm here. It's always a pleasure to be with you on Talking Talk. Firstly, because it amazing opportunity to improve my English. I think all of our English together, share information, share thoughts and ideas, and discuss different topics. It's very interesting, and beyond to learn English is a kind of thing that improve our develop our personal abilities. Uh, about my hobbies, I like to read articles, books. I like to study different things. I'm a curious person. That's why I try to continue my studies. I like to spend time with my family, my wife, my son, And I like to do many outdoor activities like walking, hiking, cycling, and the workout as well. So that is, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sydney. Diogo, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, guys. I'm Diogo Naga. I'm 41 years old. I'm married. I have two boys. I work at insurance market. I live in São Paulo. I almost don't have free time because my little son gets me so much my time, but it's very happy for me. I'm here talk since uh, June this year, almost 2 months now. And I'm here because I need improve my speak because in my industry market, if I don't speak English very well now, I never get a new opportunity in growth in my career because English is mandatory. I'm happy to start here because this is Marshall's for me. It's been a good experience, and really this is better my speak and my listening. And it's important because we need to prepare our sessions by the planners. And in this moment, we can study grammatical phrases, words, new vocabulary. That's it.
Thank you so much, Diogo. What about you, Wanda? Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wanda from Niterói, Rio de Janeiro. I'm a dentist. Two sons, one grandson, one daughter-in-law. I'm a cat person. I have a beautiful black-white cat. And is that for now.
Thank you so much, Wanda. What about you, Pedrito? Please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone. My name is Pedrito. I'm from Santa Maria, Rio Grande do Sul. Born and raised here. I was in Talk since June, I think. It's 3 months from now. And I married. I have 35 years old. I'm DevOps engineer. And I love studying new technologies, and I I'm so curious and very critical in my area. I have a daughter. She is 9 years old, and I have two cats.
Thank you so much, Pedrito. Happy to see you here, man. Finally, Elias, I don't know if you fixed your problem. Uh, I cannot hear you now.
Uh,
Okay,
yes,
go,
yes.
go ahead. Go ahead. Could you please introduce yourself for us?
I mean, it's beginning. It's my first week in Talk. A new
Okay,
buyer,
got it. Mm-hmm.
new
Okay,
buyer. I'm
okay.
from I'm from Barbacena, Minas Gerais. I'm a student, a developer. I'm 52 years old.
Thank you so
I
much,
mean,
Elias. Happy to see you here.
thanks.
Okay, and finally me. Hello guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Christian Jimenez. I am Bolivian. I am from Bolivia. However, I currently live here in Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. I moved to Brazil 2 years ago. I work as a full stack software developer, and that's why I'm here in Brazil because I got relocated by a Brazilian company. I'm 36 years old. I have been in Talk and Talk for almost 2 years, I think, and I started as a English and Spanish host 1 month ago. Nowadays, I am trying to learn French as well here in Talk and Talk. I think that that's it about me, guys. So. I'm gonna split our immersion in two rooms. I think that it's we are one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 people. So let me see here. Break. Okay. I'm gonna send 3 people to the other room. I'm gonna stay here with Elias, Bruna, um, Elias, Bruna, and Sydney. Okay. So in the other room will be Yogo, Pedrito, and Wanda. Yogo, Pedrito, and Wanda in the other room. So if you got the invitation, please accept it, and we will see you in around um 35, 40 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So enjoy your conversation, respect each other's time, and see you in around 40 minutes. So let's start with our today's topics, guys. So the first question goes like this. What motivated you to start learning English, and how has that motivation evolved over the time? Bruna, what do you think about these questions?
I started learning English when I was 11 because when I started fifth grade, my school, what can I say? It was an obligation to choose a language to study. And I chose English because I knew that it was the most spoken language in the world, and it would help me a lot in the future. And I really loved it. And as I was growing up, I studied English for about 7 years, I think. And I fell in love with the language, and I was more motivated to study more as time passed. So yeah, I'm here in Talk and Talk because I spent a lot of time without practicing my conversational skills, but now I'm motivated to practice more and study more English.
Thank you so much for sharing your part of your English learning journey. I like you. In my case, I started learning English seriously when I was 26, but at that time, I think that English was so difficult to me. In fact, English has been always so difficult to me since I was in the high school or at the university. So in my personal case, what changed in me in this English learning journey was when I started or when I set different goals for my professional life. So that's a little bit about me, or how my English learning has been so far. I wanted to know from you, Elias, what do you think about the first question? What motivated you to start learning English, and what is going that motivation so far or at this moment?
I'm motivation a student developer, my profession.
Okay, your career or your studies is motivating you to learn English because we know that all of the documentation, all of the information on the internet about IT is in English, right?
All right.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Elias. And what about you, Sydney? What is your opinion, or what has been how was your how sorry how your journey of learning English has been?
Yeah, well, I always had that dream to master that language, to acquire that capacity or ability to communicate with foreign people and use English in my daily basis, or to do things that I used to do when I was young, in my teenage years, yes, when I played some video games, RPG games, to be more specific, and I need to translate something or continue that game. And then now, I think secondly, yeah, that has a capacity and communicate with foreign people. Uh, no, and no different, the difference of the culture, the interesting things about them, and secondly, uh, to have possibility to work in an international company, in a big company, developed company, make money in dollars, and yeah, and take advantage of the difference of the currency dollar between dollar and reais.
Yeah, that one is a good motivation, right? Earning in dollars or euros. Yeah, I've been seeking the same goal. I want to earn in dollars or euros someday. So let's move on to the next question that it's about challenges that we have faced in our English learning journey. So I'm gonna start answering this question. For me, as I already said, English has been so difficult, so tough. I never thought being here, for example, leading or guiding an English conversation before, because for me English was kind of impossible when I was in the high school or the elementary school. So I struggled so much with English, but thankfully I overcame that situation that maybe that I was not capable to do this, right? Or I wasn't capable to speak in another language. So, but the most challenging part in my case was the just the fact to learn something new, and the grammatical part of English was so difficult to me. And when you get enrolled in an English course, normally you start with the grammatical part, and then I think that pronunciation and as well the listening. So, in general, all of the English part were so difficult for me. But as I already said, thankfully, I overcame that part, and nowadays I am enjoying more the learning process because I overcame all of the other problems that I had in the past. And that's it about me, guys. I wanted to know from you again, Elias. What were or what are your initial challenges that you faced on your learning process or when you began learning English?
Learn English because melhor, dólar. I'm student, I'm student developer and documentation English.
Ok, mas quais que foram os desafios que você teve ou está tendo agora que você está iniciando na jornada de aprender uma nova língua, que nesse caso é o inglês? Se você quiser responder em português, inglês, tá bom.
Vou responder em inglês. Em português, desculpa. É, então, os desafios que eu tive é porque o tempo, né? Dedicar o tempo para poder estudar o inglês foi o maior desafio e eu estou conseguindo. E também, às vezes, a timidez, né? Igual nesta sala de hoje, né? Por exemplo, a minha primeira conversação em inglês, a gente fica um pouco tímido.
Yeah, that's totally normal. So don't be shy. I think that it's kind of difficult to don't be shy when you start or when you, for example, participate in this kind of immersion or meetings. But with practice and continuing attending on this kind of immersion will help you to, for example, to overcome that shyness or that ashamedness. I think that is the word. So you already started, and then it's the most difficult part. I would say start your English learning process. Yeah, let's move on. What about you, Bruna? What were your challenges or the biggest ones when you started learning English?
For me, it was difficult to remember how to write the words in English. I used to write the words over and over and over again so I could remember them. And also the grammar, it's always difficult. Grammar is, oh my goodness. But yeah.
Yeah, but you told me that you are here in Talk and Talk as a writer, right?
Yeah, but for the blog, it's in Portuguese because the
Ah,
blog is for everyone to read, not
got
only
it.
for it's not only for English.
Okay, got it. Yeah, in my personal opinion, writing is the most difficult part when you already have, for example, an intermediate level of English, because you know when you speak, you don't think about the words, how are the phrase on a specific word written. You just use the words in your mouth, but when you want to write, I think that you have to remember all of the rules if you want to write properly. I need to improve my writing as well because I want to take the IELTS or the self-read test this year or the next year. And for that, obviously, I need to write not perfectly, but at least in a good way, right? So, thank you so much, Bruna, for your opinion, for your insights, for your experience. So let's move on to the question number three. How do you measure process in your English?
Christian, I think it
Sorry.
reminds me to answer that question.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't get your question. Ah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, sorry, Sine.
Okay.
Go ahead with the question number two. What were your challenges when you started learning English? Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Well, at the beginning, my first challenge is to find a time and build I think a fixed schedule to study because usually I have in those days I had a busy day. I continue to have a busy day, but and the but at the beginning I was studying business administration at the same time, and secondly I needed to be more productivity to capitalize my time. So I decided to close all of my social accounts, Instagram, Facebook, and I stopped to play video games. The kind of things that took some time, and I think the final other thing is it's not got me some results. I think in my life, and I think thirdly, the big problem I had initially is to deal with my anxiety. I'm an anxious person, and because that I I would like to master that language as much as possible, as fast as possible. But it's required time, and it's not simple. So I needed to realize it at the beginning, and and start to doing things and achieve a certain level little by little. So that was my three challenges I had initially.
Something interesting that you said it's the about the priorities. At the beginning, you felt that you didn't have time for it, but now you are creating time for that because maybe English have became or become a priority for you. So when we have a big priority for something, we don't wait for having time, right? We just create time for do it. So I think that it's a good difference or a big difference between when something is low priority or high priority for you, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sydney, for sharing your experience. So now let's move on to the next one that I consider it's a good one as well. How do you measure progress in your English learning journey, and what milestone have been most significant for you? Let's start with you, Bruna. How do you measure your progress, and tell us a little bit about your milestones? Milestones.
Mm, I don't know this. For example, I love to watch movies in English, and before I couldn't understand what they were saying without reading the subtitles. And then I started to understand little by little. And then I started to watch movies with subtitles in English, and I tried to watch without subtitles at all. So I could see my progress based on what I was understanding when I was watching the movies. When I could understand practically everything when I saw a movie, it was great for me because I saw that I was really learning and I could understand even different accents. So with that, I could see that I was learning and also reading. When I was younger, I started reading smaller books in English, and now I can read big ones. So yeah, that's how I see that I'm progressing with my English.
So currently you are able to watch an entire movie without subtitles and all of in English, right?
Yeah, I don't understand everything,
Uh-huh.
but I can.
Okay, because I was about congratulate you because in my personal opinion, watch an entire movie just in English without subtitles for me it's difficult yet. But we are doing well. You are doing well.
Thank you.
We are almost there, right? Okay. So let's move on. What about you, Elias? What do you normally measure your English progress? And if you have some milestone to share with us, como que você mensura o seu progresso no inglês? E se você tiver alguma conquista importante com o inglês que quiser compartilhar conosco?
Eu tenho sim, muita motivação de poder estudar inglês, porque às vezes eu participo de congressos, né? Na minha religião, a gente participa de congressos internacionais, onde ali encontramos pessoas de todas as nacionalidades, e entre elas, né, muitos falam inglês, né? E também eu acredito que em estudar programação, por ver muitos códigos em inglês, muita documentação em inglês, eu fui melhorando o inglês técnico. Mas uma frase, pelo menos, acho que eu consigo falar em inglês. Deixa eu ver. I like movies in the English.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm curious. What religion do you have? De qual religião você que é?
Testemunhas de Jeová.
Ah, okay, got it. I'm an Adventist. Eu sou adventista do
Legal.
sétimo dia. Okay. So thank you so much, Elias, for sharing your opinions. And finally, Sydney. I'm not gonna forget you now. What about you? What do you think about how do you measure your English progress? And if you have some milestones that you want to share with us?
Yeah, well, I try every day to use my English in the real life, communicating, speaking with different people in some different platform. I have been using a app that I'm speaking with people from the Central Asia, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, countries like that, and I can feel that they can understand me very well, and I also improving my listening to understand them and the accent that is very strong, the Arabic accent. That me make me feel very happy and pleased about my progress. Like Bruna said, I also try to watch movies and series in English, especially in my lunch time. Nowadays, I'm watching the series The Boys, but the English in that series is so advanced. So it's the first time I need to use the subtitles. But before that, I watched the series Smallville, The Office, and Friends, and another two series I don't remember now, but without subtitles, that I don't have problems to understand them. Uh, and to understand the lyrics of the my favorite rock music bands, it makes me feel very excited to continue that study. And I think to understand the lyrics, the music that I knew since I was a child, like music from Grande Rose, Metallica, and Red Hot Chili Peppers band, and it's a kind of things that uh, listen it, I can feel my progress is growing little by little.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that we us, all of us are improving our English skills in general. And a little bit about me, guys. It's I normally ask for a feedback for some people, or some acquaintance, or for some from some colleagues. There are sometimes that some host of TNT come here to my immersion, and when I finish the immersion, I ask them, "Tell me about your feedback. How do you rate my English level? Do you think that I'm improving it? What kind of what things could I fix or improve?" And I think that feedback is so powerful. Another thing that I normally do is as well rewatch the immersion that keep on YouTube of my own immersion, because I need to know if I did some mistakes. Obviously, I do a lot of mistakes when I make a lot of mistakes when I am speaking or when I'm leading the conversation, and I try to fix them to the next time. I think that is a good way. And another thing that is important, it's kind of if you have the opportunity, maybe take those kind of tests, like proficient tests like the IELTS or CELPIF, or there are some tests that are free online, and there are some trial tests that you can take, and you can measure a little bit about your English level. So there are there's those were some of the strategies that I normally use for measure my English progress. So let's move on to the next one. The question number 4. What resources, books, application classes, etc., have been most helpful in your English learning process, and why? I'm gonna start with you, Sydney. What are the resources that you used or you consider that were the most useful in your journey, in your learning journey?
Well, Christian, for me, all of that resources are important. We can take advantage all of them because, for example, books, we can improve your capacity of reading, interpretation of the stories or the news. I have been reading a lot of articles, and also I choose articles about different topics that can read my knowledge of different things, and make me more capable to continue continue a conversation about different subjects. Apps, I have been using that app I mentioned before. It's also a powerful tool to improve your speaking and listening. Classes as well, like that on Talk and Talk, is on the most important things, because there we can improve a lot of our abilities. With that list of questions, we can improve our reading and uh, the writing as well. I try to answer that questions before the class. It's given me a lot of opportunity to find a different way to respond it. Yes, all the things can help us to improve that ability of English.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Sydney. I think that all of them are important. They can help us in different ways. So we just have to find a way to maybe to enjoy using them, right? In my personal opinion, I don't like to read, but I started reading this year seriously because I know that it's so important and I can learn a lot of it. And I think that if I become it a habit, it will be so useful for me for my professional personal life, I would say. So let's move on. What about you, Bruna? What are the resources that you normally use or you consider that are the most useful for you?
For me, I think that being surrounded by content in English, it's the most helpful for me, like movies, music, books, because I have to pay close attention to what I'm doing and to the language, and it helps me a lot to have more experience with the language. And also, I follow a lot of English teachers on Instagram and on YouTube. So they help me a lot with short videos, videos with humor, for example. I like it a lot. And yeah, I think that learning while having fun, it's the most useful way for me. So it helps me a lot.
I totally agree with that you just said about learning with something that you enjoy doing. I think that it's so important because if you are just obligated to do something, I think that it doesn't match it, and that's why we start maybe losing that emotion of learning something new, I would say. So it's important to relate your English learning journey with something that you really enjoy doing. Like you said, maybe short videos short reels on YouTube or on Instagram, and even with memes. I really like reading memes in different language, and it's something about it that I wanted to share. Is sometimes, okay, I read a meme in English and it was so funny for me, and now that I am learning French, I see I see. I'm not sure if I see or watch. I watch the same meme but in French. And I can learn from it because I know the meaning in another language, and I can use that information and maybe learn some new words, new expression in another language. So it's been so useful for me. So I totally agree with that part that you just mentioned it, Bruna. Thank you so much for your insight. Finally, Elias, what about you? What are the resources that you normally use, like books, apps, classes? Which of them were the most useful for you?
I like app Duolingo and the Instagram, Facebook e Wikipedia. Wikipedia também. Sites Wikipedia. I like I like books in English, no geral.
Got it. I think that all of us, at least once, we all have used Duolingo. At least was. I stopped using Duolingo because I think that I moved to different resources. But I think that it's a really good application for starting learning a new language. Thank you so much for your insight, Elias. So let's move on to the next question. We have more time for answering more questions. Let me see here. Uh, let's go to the next, to the five one. How has your approach to learning English changed as you've advanced from a beginner to more proficient level? What do you think about this question, Sydney?
Well, in my history of learning English, at the beginning, I I I tried to learn a lot about some stories in English, on YouTube, and some, I think, at the beginning level of books and things like that. But today, I'm trying to learn English more in a, I think like I use the Portuguese, for example. When I want to listen the news or read some new information about, for example, the Olympic Games. I try to find it in, for example, CNN site or BBC. It gives me opportunity to see how the native speaker use that language in a daily basis, and also to watch. I have been watching a lot of episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast because it was the most famous podcast that American people are following, are watching. Yeah, and I try to use it like I try, yes, like I use my Portuguese in a real life. So it's giving me a vision how the people use it.
Thank you so much, Sydney. In my personal case, it has changed totally, I would say, because when I started learning English when I was 26, I started it because my job at that time, they paid for me a percent of my English classes. So I didn't have purpose. I just started because of just because. So when I started it, it was kind of boring to me. I was going just to my English classes just because I had that part paid for my job from my job. So and nowadays that I changed maybe the purpose of my English because I have set some so important goals for my professional life. That's why I changed totally the approach of the my English learning journey. So I think that that mentally has helped me to improve more as well and enjoy it more as well because as we said in the last question, it's important to enjoy the journey, right? Because we know that it's gonna be a long journey. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but we'll be here for a long of time. Um, I wanted to know from you, Bruna, what about your opinions of the question number 5?
When I was younger, I used to try to translate everything to Portuguese. So I learned the meaning of the words through translation. And as I was more advanced, I tried to learn the words only through the meanings without translating it. I stopped comparing English with Portuguese all the time. So I learned vocabulary through context and through their meaning instead of just trying to compare what it means in Portuguese and in English. And also, I stopped being so hard on me with like being perfect and getting everything right, because what's more important is making people understand you and being able to talk with someone and understand what they're saying and have a good communication. So I stopped being so harsh on myself to be perfect and be with a perfect pronunciation, perfect grammar, and things like that. So it became easier to me to learn after I stopped pushing myself so hard to be perfect.
Yeah, I totally agree with that part that you just said as well about maybe judgment or maybe feel ashamed about making mistakes or maybe comparing ourselves with others' progress. I think that is the most difficult part to overcome when we are trying to learn something new. Just the fact to say, okay, another person is doing really well and he or she started just 2 months ago, that part in our minds can destroy our dreams. So it's in my personal opinion is one of the most difficult parts to overcome, right? Thank you so much, Runa, for bringing up those insightful experiences. Finally, Elias, what do you think about the question number 5? How your English learning journey has changed, meanwhile you have been progressing on it?
I'm started at show with the verbo to be. Eu comecei com
Mhm.
o verbo to be na escola e agora estou aqui na Talk Talk. Então, acho que já é um progresso bem grande, né? E espero chegar, né, no final do ano já falando inglês fluentemente, né? Quem sabe?
And you will. I'm sure that you will, because as you said, all of us we started with the verb to be. I would say, so you already did it, and you are improving it more and more every single day. So keep going. Un, don't get unmotivated. I'm not sure if that's the word, but just get motivated and keep doing, and do a little bit every single day. In fact, I wanted want something that I wanted to share, something hilarious I wanted to share. I had a English teacher in the high school, and all of the time that we had classes with her, he tried to teach us the verb to be. So we call it her as a nickname. He is the teacher verb to be. So she was the verb to be for us. So let's move on to the last question. I think that we don't have so much for answering more. Question number 10. I think that is a good one. What advice would you give to someone just starting their journey to learn English based on your own experience? So my personal advice would be that you have to understand that it's gonna be a long journey. Try to enjoy it. Try to find things that you really enjoy to do and relate it to English. Another thing is maybe you can set or you can link this the learning English journey to another goal. It could be maybe working abroad, traveling abroad, or be capable to talk with your, I don't know, with a relative that you have who speak just in English. So try to create that match with a specific goal that it's bigger than just learning English. Another thing that is as well, try to find a group of people or an environment, and those people that have the same goal like you, because they will understand your problems, they will understand your struggles, because you are seeking the same thing, and you will get a lot of support from them. I think that is a good one as well. I have more, but I think that that's it for me. So let's move on I want to know from you, Bruna, what advices would you give to someone who is starting the English learning journey?
I agree with everything you said. And also start simple. Don't try to learn everything at once. Learning a new language, it's a process, a long process, and it has a lot of things that you need to learn. So start simple, go at your own pace. Everyone has their own time, so don't try to rush it. Don't try to compare yourself to others. Uh, don't fear making mistakes. Be confident. You're learning, so of course you're going to make mistakes. It's normal. Uh, Try to be patient and try to have fun. Don't see learning as just an obligation. See it something that will be good for you and try to enjoy the process. Yep.
Thank you so much, Bruna. What about you, Elias? What advice would you give to someone who is starting English, learning English?
Very, very expectative. Eu estou com muita expectativa. Estou com muita expectativa de cada semana ser um aprendizado melhor. E a Talk Talk está de parabéns. Estou muito feliz de estar aqui. I'm happy. I'm happy.
We are happy because you are here with us, Elias. Thank you so much for your answer. And what about you, Sydney? What about your advices that you would give for to someone who is starting the English learning process?
Well, like you said, Christian, is about to enjoy that process because to achieve I think advanced level, at least a reasonable level, it it requires a lot of time. And like Bruna said, to not to feel shame, or we need to overcome the fear, because yeah, when make mistake is very normal. Even our mother tongue, we continue make a lot of mistakes. Let me see about, yes, to have fun, to enjoy the process, to have, I think, a strong motivation, a clear objective, what you want, or where you want to achieve, to get. And yes, to have a group of people that can support you, like you said, and all that things. I would give advice to someone who will just start to learn English.
Thank you so much, Cine. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome back. I wanted to know how the conversation went in the other room. So I wanted to know from you, Wanda, how the conversation was there, how the conversation went. Tell me a little bit about it.
It was a really good conversation with Pedrito and Diogo. I learned a lot, and we share many experience. Yes, it's a really good subject. Thank you for bringing this subject for us.
Thank you for being here with me. I think that is a good topic to talk about because we have a lot of experience to talk about it,
Yeah,
right? Because we are in the same way with the
well,
same goal.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
totally agree.
Thank you so much. And Diogo, I wanted to you from you the question number 10. What advice would you give to someone who just started their journey of learning English? What would be your advices for that person?
Uh, 3 points: dedicate, faith, it never give English, because the English, it's to be fluent in English. It can be a lot of doors in your life, professional or personal. Never give up.
Never give up, never give up, guys. We are doing well. Finally, I wanted to know from you, Elias, because you told me that it's your first immersion in English. What was the immersion? How have you found the immersion in English? Eu queria saber de você como que foi a imersão para você, que falou que foi a sua primeira, né?
Sim.
Então, como que você passou? Como que foi? Pode compartilhar uma coisa conosco.
É, gostei muito. I like, I like. Oh, like very, né? I'm sorry. Eu gostei muito, estou muito feliz. Foi uma experiência incrível e a minha nota vai ser 10, level 10.
Thank you so much, Elias. Hope to see you the next immersion. You have to continue practicing. All of us have to continue practicing because it, as already said, it's gonna be a long journey. And finally, I wanted to know from you, Bruna, because it's your first immersion with me as a facilitator. Was it for you? How was the conversation for you? Please tell us a little bit about your feedback.
I really loved it. I must confess I was a little nervous before, but as the immersion went on, I was really relaxed. So it was really nice talking to you guys. I loved the topic. It was an interesting conversation. So yeah, 10 for me as well.
Thank you, Bruna, for being here, and I hope you to see you the next in my next immersion. And don't be worried about the nervous system because even me before starting the immersion I get nervous and it's totally normal. So that's it for today, guys. That was our today's immersion. I just sent to you here in the chat box two links. The first one is the survey where you can write a little bit about your feedback and you can give me as well the topics, maybe some suggestions about topics that you want to talk about. And we use it in the platform for improving the process, improving all of the performance. And the second link, it's my LinkedIn account. So if you want to reach me out there, I will be really happy to accept your contact request. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I have to close our immersion because we have another one at 3 p.m. I hope to see you the next Friday. Bye, bye, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
good